How many of you see it impossible to run a marathon? Now, I'm not talking about tomorrow. Rather, do you see it as something you could work towards in the future? 26 miles sounds like an extremely close distance to run in a matter of a few hours, but you cannot look at it that way. Today, I want to share with you why running this distance is incredibly empowering. Running is good for both the mind and body. Training for a marathon can give you something to run towards, enabling you to experience a feeling of accomplishment. Many of you feel the idea of running a marathon is impossible, and that might be true for your current physical shape. According to David Newton, preparation for a marathon requires more than anything else a range of running exercises, supplemented by various types of cross-training exercises, the proper mental attitude about the challenge, and a nutritional program that best prepares the person for the run. I began training for my first marathon 1 year before the event. Deciding I was going to run in this event gave me the motivation I needed to get out and run. I began by running half a mile to start, followed with 1 mile my second weekend. By the end of my first month, I was running 2 miles. 2 miles may seem insignificant in comparison to the 26-mile marker I was working toward, but even 2 miles was substantial in comparison to where I began. About 3 months into my running, I had succeeded in running 6 miles within 1 run. At this point, I began to doubt my ability to run 20 more miles. I didn't have a positive mindset, and my running began to reflect on this. No matter how far you have previously ran, the mindset plays a huge part in how much further you will go. Even if you feel the distance is impossible, you shouldn't give up. It may take you years to progress to the achievement of running a marathon, but once set, you should never give up on this goal. Now that we've looked at the importance of the positive mindset, let's look at the psychological benefits of running. Everyone knows running will improve your physical fitness, but have you ever considered the psychological benefits that come with it? Physical exercise releases endorphins. These hormones help you feel better. I think many people don't like to run because they think they'll be too tired afterwards. While it can be difficult to get into the routine of running long distances 3 to 4 days a week, it is just the opposite. Running helps make you feel better. According to Perry Nicholson, most runners typically report being happier and feeling less stressed from the grind of daily stress. Why? Because regular exercise has the ability to alter mood, attributable to endorphins. These hormones create a runner's high, often resulting in an improvement in mood. Aside from making you feel better, training for a marathon can also increase the growth of nerve cells. You may be thinking to yourself, new nerve cells? Yeah, right. Well, it's true. According to the article Strong-Minded, running sparks the growth of new nerve cells and new blood vessels. Older adults who exercise regularly increase the volume of their hippocampus, the region linked to learning and memory, by 2%. A 2% growth may not sound substantial, but this region of the brain isn't known to enlarge during adulthood. Now, if I haven't convinced you to run a marathon to increase your psychological health, maybe I convince you by expressing the sense of accomplishment you will feel once you have actually done it. As noted on the discussion board, many of you love the feeling of accomplishment. This should act as a form of motivation. To be able to say, I did it. I ran 26 miles. For me, the way I felt when I crossed the finish line greatly outweighed the physical struggle I faced throughout the previous year. According to Nicholson, the feeling of accomplishment shifts the focus of the run from negative stressors to a sense of pride. While it took me 5.5 hours to finish the run, this was a huge part of the motivation for me to power through to the end. So, if you want to increase your overall health alongside feeling a sense of accomplishment, running a marathon isn't impossible. It is just something you need to set your mind to, as mindset is an important aspect to this goal and cannot be completed without a positive outlook.